Hey everyone, it's Ryan. Um, Something personal I want to talk about today, and it's my experience with epilepsy. For those of you who don't know what epilepsy is, it is a neurological disorder that causes seizures. Uh, and my experience started in 2005. It'll be, and my story I don't take lightly. My experience I don't take lightly. It's it's pretty scary in the beginning. So me and a few family members drove up to St. Louis in September of '05 to we were going to go to Six Flags. We were all excited to go, and when I went to sleep, I started having a grand mal seizure. That is one of those you start shaking and you fall down, and most people recognize that's a seizure. Well, that's one of the many seizures. It's what most people know. But it was early in the morning, and the next day, very early in the morning, about 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I started having one while I was in the bed, and I suddenly, while I was having it, fell off the bed into the floor, still having it, and woke up family members. My dad, he called 911, and they didn't know what was happening. They didn't know if I was having a heart attack or if I was dying. They didn't know what was going on. So they called the ambulance. They called 911, and the ambulance came, and the paramedics got me out of the room onto a stretcher. And before the paramedics got there, after I came to, I lost a lot of strength in my body, in my legs, for a few moments, because if I had to go to the bathroom, I would have to be held up, because it was like I was mostly paralyzed in my legs. I couldn't stand on my own. Couldn't stand on my own. I had to be held up. And when the paramedics arrived, they took me to a hospital in St. Louis, which we were already in St. Louis. So they took me to the hospital, and my dad rode with me, and they took a CAT scan, and probably an MRI that gave me different tests and a neurologist there diagnosed me with epilepsy. And when you get older and realize what epilepsy is, it's like you're bound to a chair or you're bound and you can't get up. You get that feeling. I'll talk more about that. And the neurologist referred me to La Bonheur. It's a children's hospital in Memphis, Tennessee. So, went there for a few years, and they took good care of me, and then when I moved to Alabama, I had to find one. Found one in Gulf Breeze, and when I turned 18, I found one in Pensacola that helped me. Different neuro clinics that they helped me out a lot. And once you hear you have epilepsy, or it's like your life has been put on hold, and the things you want to do, like for me, I wanted to drive, and with the seizures, I can't drive. I remember when I was in high school, they and I was in driver's ed, went up there to take a test to get my permit. I didn't get to make it to the test. I was with the lady, and I was talking to her, and I told her that I was diagnosed with epilepsy, and she told me that I had to be 6 months seizure free in order to drive. Excuse me. And 6 months to a year, I think. But I know she said 6 months. So that didn't happen. So and it's an experience you don't want to have, and you don't want your family member, any of your family members, any of your friends, or yourself, you don't want that on anyone. And it's a hard life. Some people, like myself, have to have to deal with not being able to work, not be able to have a job. And that sucks. Because I always wanted to work, I always wanted to know how that feels like. I wanted to do a lot of stuff to know what the experience is, whether it's driving or getting a job, living on my own. All that was put on hold. And now I have to deal with getting disability. It's a hard life. It's a hard life. It's all throughout school, I couldn't do a lot of things because medication and epilepsy was affecting my schoolwork. And I didn't get my high school diploma when I was supposed to. So I went and finished my high school courses online on Penn Foster to get my diploma, and I'm happy to say I got a 3.6 GPA. But yeah, I don't get to do much. All these medications will make me dizzy. It'll makes me gain weight every time I exercise or eat healthy. It would still somehow make me gain weight. But I'm working on that. It's I could go more into detail, but it's about a whole lot of this stuff. About 4 years ago, 4 years ago, I had a grand mal seizure, March of 2015. And I stayed a week in the hospital to do tests whether I would be a candidate for brain surgery or have the VNS implant as vagal nerve stimulator. It's a device that helps reduce the amount of seizures to prevent grand mals and others. So I chose to do that, and once I had it done, they gave me a few stuff like a magnet. If I was starting to have some repeatedly, just swipe a magnet, and and would send a shock, and I can feel it in my throat. So I can go on and go way into detail. It's not an experience you would want to have, whether it's yourself, your children, your parents, any of your family members, any of your friends, anybody in particular. The thing that's kept me going is God and Jesus. They kept me going, and they gave me a family that prays for me. They gave me friends that support me. I got a whole lot of people in my life that support me, and I'm very thankful and grateful that they've put them in my life. I'm blessed beyond. I just want you to know my experience and my story. And if you have had a similar experience, let me know in the comments. And my prayers go out to all of you who are diagnosed with epilepsy. My prayers go out to all of you. I love you all, and I pray that you don't experience this. And I also pray that there be a cure made. I know there's different methods that people are choosing, and different medications may work for some people, not all people. Some medications I've had in the past did not agree with me, and I'm allergic to those, so I God forbid anyone experience this. And I apply this to my life, and that by the stripes of Jesus I was, therefore I am healed. If you need prayer for seizures or anything else, write it in the comments and I will pray. And thank you for watching and hearing my story. Thank you all, and God bless.